Hello, everyone. Good evening. Hope everyone is doing amazing today. Coming to you live and direct with an impromptu live. So, what they say, stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. We got a special person coming that we're going to be talking to tonight. Do me a favor, y'all. Drop some comments down, share this out, put this in someone's story, wherever y'all at. Hey, Shanisha, thank you so much for joining. I see folks coming in. So let me see if I can put this request in. Shit.
Hi.
Yo, hey, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good.
My
You actually called me
guy.
at a good time. How are
Huh?
you? I see you called me at a good time. How are you?
Perfect. I'm tired, but we good. How are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Busy day as normal. You know what I mean? Trying to just do all these client projects and, trying to keep the business growing. You
When
already know how that is.
when you goaded, you get tired. Now, if you
Right.
wasn't tired, you wouldn't be booked. You wouldn't be the goat.
Right. You already know. So, but stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. How was your day?
Long, 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 long day, but blessed for sure.
All right. Well, thank you so much for jumping on. Don't want to take too much of your time. I know you're very, very busy. So I really just wanted you to definitely share some gems with the people. I already know every time you go on live, it's definitely great gems. I've been on a number of your trainings. I'm on your email list.
Thank
You
you.
always giving so many gems about funding and seven-figure business, gems, how to build a successful brand, how to be an influencer and stuff like that. So for
Thank
those of you,
you.
of course, for those, that don't know who you are or whatever, just give folks a little bit of your background and, your backstory.
Yes. So my name is Trishonna. I own an ice cream shop that made six figures in 60 days with no money out of pockets. Now a seven-figure business. I also have a couple other businesses where I help entrepreneurs, get business funding, scale their business, change their mindset. A lot of us don't think like bosses, but we think like employees, but want boss pay. That's a little tricky. So I kind of just help people with that. And then I also own a clothing store that's like more of my passion project. So that's what I
Mhm.
do.
Yeah, absolutely. So Trishonna, boss in these streets, if y'all didn't know, she
Thank you.
is definitely somebody in these streets. I don't know why someone else is requesting to join, but she definitely a boss in these streets. So, what really kept you motivated and like really propelling to like seven figures? Because most businesses don't get to seven figures.
Yeah.
Most businesses actually don't get to six, especially black businesses. Like the average black business makes like 40 to 50K annually. You know what I mean? So it was like, what was that? Six figures in 60 days? Was it something like that?
Yeah.
But amazing right out the gate. So what was it to like get to seven figures and beyond? Because like most businesses don't do that.
Um, can I share a little secret? They hearing it first. I don't get that. I'm not that motivated. I'm not gonna lie to you. I take it more as like, when it's time to wash your ass, what you gonna do? Just not wash your ass. When it's time to floss and brush your teeth and, feed yourself, are you gonna do it or you complain about it? So I look at work and entrepreneurship the same way I look at it. It's like a necessity. We can't call into ourselves. So I'm more so about discipline than I am about motivation, because motivation is like the wind. It comes and it goes. So when it gets chilly and the wind blows, you're like, oh, I need a jacket. And then all of a sudden it's nice. It's like an emotion. So I try not to operate my business off of emotion, because I don't want no tears on my contracts. I don't want no tears on my deals. Like, I gotta just do it regardless. So some days I don't want to do nothing, but I know it's like, if I also make myself like consequences. So it's like, if I don't get up and go film this content today, then I won't have sales in my ice cream shop for 3 months. Like, I say stuff like that to really psych myself out. Like, you better do it.
Yeah, that is definitely very important, and I like that too because I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, I need to be motivated. I need to listen to this podcast. I need to watch that." It's like if you can't motivate yourself, this ain't the business for you. You know what I'm saying?
Then run.
Like I'm gonna be real with you. Like if you need someone else to motivate you, like you is not gonna survive out here. Also, it's crazy that you said this. I had a conversation with someone earlier who's like an eight-figure business owner. Like she's like amazing in the travel industry, and she was saying the same thing. She's like, I don't want to build my business off emotion. She was like, that's why I like gravitate to a lot of male entrepreneurs, because it seems like y'all not as emotional as women, of course,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And she was like, yeah, I want to do business off of numbers. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to do it off emotion. So I love that you said that.
Facts. Yeah, no, I agree. And I think there's a lot of like people who are empaths or fake empaths. When you are dealing in business, you can't feel everybody's emotions all the time. And I'm one person who's like, I feel sorry for the next person. I give money and, I give money to homeless people, all types of stuff because you feel for other people. But when it comes to business, you got to know how to differentiate that. Like, there's emotion and there's like, no, if you keep being late, you're fired. Like, you got to
Mm-hmm.
know when to be a shark. And I come across as nice on this here app, but when it's time for business, no, I'm a shark. Like, why is this not done right? I'm not. Y'all wouldn't do that at a white person's job, so don't do that with me.
Facts. Yeah, I love that. So another thing that you talk about a lot that I'm interested in is like business funding.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So like, and I don't know that much about the business funding game. You know what I mean? Like, I'm definitely bootstrapped. The only funding I did get recently was like the EIDL type of stuff, which I didn't even know about. Somebody told
That's
me.
probably what you probably got a fat one off of that.
Yeah, we got a nice check.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We
Mm-hmm.
did get something nice from that, and I wasn't even aware of it. Somebody told me about it, and I was let me apply. Like, I probably ain't gonna get it, and then I did. It's like, you're approved, and that money came quick in the account. I was like, great, you know. But what gems and tips do you have for like business fund? I know it's like a lot with that, but like I still don't really know much about it. So like, what's your take on that?
So to me, getting business funding, you need a business plan, right? But a lot of people are like, well, I don't have time to write a business plan. You got to ask yourself, do you even deserve the business funding? So like, when you're driving and somebody's holding a sign that says like, we'll work for food and they're begging for money. It's like, you might give them a dollar, a couple dollars here and there. But when you go to like Vegas or New Orleans and you see people playing the saxophone and you see people playing the, trombone and holding snakes and dancing, you're more inclined to give them money. So it's the same thing with a business plan. It's like if you go to an investor without a business plan, they might throw you 3,000 or get you a little small line of credit. But when you come to a bank or some type of CDFI with a business plan, they're like, wow, that person just did a backflip, spin on their head, did a somersault, a tummy tuck, and jumped over a child. We're gonna give them some money. So it's like when you have an actual business plan, it's equivalent to actually, giving some type of value. So the same way we're quick to just give tips to street dancers because they're really killing it versus just someone who's begging for money. Like, that's why I say you got to have some type of business plan and know where you're headed, and you can get as much funding as you want.
I love that. Somebody asked, do you need an LLC to get
Thank you,
business?
Justin. Do you need LLC? So here's the thing: when I applied for my business plan, I did not have an LLC up front, but when I got approved, they deducted my LLC, from that. It was like, we're gonna do your LLC for you, but we're gonna charge you $300, and they definitely took $300 out of my loan to pay for my LLC.
I love that. Somebody said, I
Thank
love
you,
that.
honey.
Yeah. All right, folks. If y'all get invited to this conversation, do me a favor. Drop an emoji, drop a gem, something like that.
Right, let me see something. Let us know we're not up late talking for no reason. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If me and Ryan go way, way back, way, 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 way back, I don't think they know. But Ryan believed it in me before anybody really did because Ryan was helping me with challenges. Ryan was helping me develop, like, how everybody's doing challenges right now? Ryan, tell them we've been doing that.
I'll put you on that shit early.
You
You know
put
what I'm
me on
saying?
that back in like 2019, early 2020 with the challenges.
I did.
So I appreciate you. You was helping me with a lot of stuff.
Definitely. I think it might be time for another one. You know what I'm saying?
Think
But we can
about it.
talk about that. But yeah, like definitely, like I don't think folks understand that. You know what I mean? Like, and if you got any questions for me, like with funnels or ads, I know it's probably a lot of people wondering. I still get questions like, "What is a funnel? How do I run Facebook ads?" Like, I still get a lot of stuff like that. So if you got any questions, I'll be more
I,
than happy.
I, I do have a question. What's the best type of content for Facebook ads? And
Ooh,
a lot of people think you got to have that bread in order to run an ad. And I think when I first worked with you, I wasn't making what I was making now. So I ain't really, you was giving me the good budgets, but you were also making it easy for people who do not have a lot of money up front to run ads.
yeah. And that has changed. Not playing, but
You guys, I'm not high and I don't like shit like that.
yo, man, who said that? I'm about to be
Sorry,
high.
I ain't trying to cuss on your live.
No, you good. I was about to kick him out. Uh, you asked me two questions. The first question is, what's the best content for ads? The real answer is it depends. Of course, video generally is better, but not all the time. It's a lot of stuff that we test that like graphics or a good image does better than the video, but it also depends on the type of campaign. So like for challenges, for instance, or like webinars and stuff like that, like a really good graphic seems to do better than video, but video definitely, is definitely key. Of course, like real type of ads or whatever, but it's like a lot of different nuances of it. For me personally, what works good is video testimonial ads. And you did
Mm.
one for me that I really appreciate that I'm
You know
still
what? A lot of people send that video to me.
yo, I made a lot of money with that video, and it has like not crazy, but probably it's over 100,000 views or
Mm.
something like that. But that ad has been running strong for like a minute, and it does extremely well. Now, me as an agency owner, a service-based business, that works because people don't want to hear what I gotta say. Yeah, of course, my business is amazing. I can get you results, but what have other people you work with say? So I
So
got
review.
tons of them. So those work. Now, if I was selling hair, it may be someone showing how the product works. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of differences, but video and image or whatever.
So what you're saying is we need reviews. I hope y'all writing this down. So you're saying reviews make for good ad content and tutorials.
Definitely.
I like it. And then how much like can you start with? Like if my budget is real tight and I gotta feed the kids and still pay my rent.
Yeah, it's a lot harder. I'm gonna definitely say that. It's a lot harder than it used to be. Like before, it's like, oh, you do a little $10, $20 a day, like you can get away with that. But now I recommend like at least 1,500 a month minimum.
That's
Uh
not crazy. That's still not
yeah,
crazy
it
compared to
ain't
what it could be.
right. It ain't crazy, and that's about $50 a day. So I would say that's like the minimum that I would recommend. But
Mhm.
also depends on what you're selling, your offer. Generally, if you're just trying to get leads, that could be cheaper. You know what I mean? But if you're trying to sell something from an ad, like generally that takes more budget.
Got you. And my other question to you about that is when you're running ads, is that $1,500 per, like how many ads should we be running at a time?
Good question. It depends. That I say 1,500 total, and you can split that between a number of different ads. But
Oh, okay. Well, that's really good then.
you don't want to run too many and spread yourself too thin. You know what I mean? Because some people, all right, well, 1,500, I'm gonna run like 15 ads. Like, you're spreading yourself too thin.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I would say, and remember, 1,500 is the minimum that I suggest. You know what I'm saying? So I would still say go up from there. But yeah, it really definitely depends. We test a lot of different ads. We also do dynamic creative ads, which
Mm-hmm.
is basically like we give Facebook like 5 different images, videos, copy, headlines. We give them like all these different creatives, and they can slice it up literally like a pizza and create like all these different variations of different type of ads. So we'd like to do that and test that also.
So how we book you then?
You could. There's a link. Should be a
Can
link
you
in my
block
bio.
that person that just comment last
Yeah, definitely.
or remove them?
Where
They
the,
keep doing stuff.
where the fuck is it at? I see. What would you recommend for a clothing brand?
Scroll all the way down. Start with a K.
Like, yeah, I see that. Yeah, I think I just blocked them. Yeah, that should be good now. All right. So, what was your next question? Oh, how do people book?
Mm-hmm.
There's a link in my bio. You definitely could jump on a call. So, depending on where you are, what you are in your business and your budget and stuff like that, we can definitely jump on a call and see if it's a good fit. We are very busy as an agency. We're not taking as many clients, but if you think it's a good fit, you could definitely schedule a call.
Yeah, no, he's literally the go, y'all. When I was down and out and all I had was a little 1-2, he was like, all right, I'm gonna get you together. And he did, for real. He turned me up a lot when it came to just like classes. That was an authentic ass review because you really turned me up a lot, for real.
Yeah, absolutely. And anytime you hit me, you already know, like, all right, what you need help with. You know what I'm saying? Like, even now, like, whatever stuff you got going on, like funnel ads, whatever. But yeah, that challenge definitely helped. And, I know we did some ads and stuff like that. So, anything you need help with, you already know you just got to hit me.
Y'all gotta remember who was there with you when you ain't have nothing, for real, for real.
Mhm.
Is it per ad? No, he said it's not per ad. He said $1,500 per month, and you can do different ad variants with that.
Yeah, I would suggest that. And you could test different audiences. You know what I mean? That's another thing you definitely want to test. Different audiences. I'm really big on retargeting people. So like if you do click on my Instagram or you go to my website or you watch a video, I'm probably going to retarget you. So I'm going to keep showing up in your feed. So that's another thing you definitely want to do as well. And we do that based on certain custom audiences. So how many of y'all ever went to a website, it's a pair of shoes or whatever, you add it to the cart, you bought it, maybe you didn't, and now as soon as you get on Facebook, Instagram, it's like, yo, why is it in my feed?
Following you.
Following you around the internet. There's a reason, because they got the pixel on you. They build an audience around you. They can track activity when you go to the website, when you buy, when you don't buy, when you add the card, when you check something out. Like all these are different metrics and things that they can
At one
track.
point, I had a family member that was like, they're stalking
Right.
me. And, I think it's like an ad, mom.
Right. All right, y'all got any other questions or any other questions you want to ask me?
No. How long have you been doing this?
About 4 years now. Not even that long, for real, for real. But anything I do, like I go super hard. You know what I mean? So I'm big on, of course, sharpening my craft, learning, reading, hiring coaches, conferences. Like I'm always trying to learn different stuff. And also running my own ads. So that's another thing when you work with an agency. Always check with an agency, like, all right, how many of your own ads do you run?
You
We
know
know you
what, though?
run.
That's actually how I found you. A lot of people have agencies and marketing agencies and don't do not nan ad. I
Right,
found you through your ad, and when I didn't act on it, your ass was stalking me.
right.
And your ad kept following me. So I'm like, okay, let me actually just reach out.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I was like, a lot of people just say what they can do for you, but they don't actually do it. But you actually did it, and that's what made me gravitate to you.
Definitely. All right, one of my last questions is team, because this is another thing that I see a lot of entrepreneurs, even myself, like this is one of my struggles, is like building a team, managing a team, hiring the right people. Like, how do you manage all that? I know you have a number of people that work for you. So like, what's your
Y'all don't even know. I can only give an example based off of where I'm at, but the issue is it's always an ongoing thing. So I like to differentiate. I have what you call like your employees, and then you have a team. Employees is someone who works for you to perform a specific job. Your team is someone who's going to build with you, grow with you, and they see the overall vision. So on my actual team, people who see the overall vision, I probably have 4 strong, solid people who are like my right hand man. And then I have a number of employees who do things like run the ice cream shop and stuff like that. And I have like 9 of those people, but I'm actually still hiring. So for me, I look on Indeed and neutral places like that, Indeed, ZipRecruiter, and I pay to run little ads to get my post boosted. And I'm always doing interviews. Well, I don't personally interview them, but I have somebody who does all my interviews, all my hiring. They know the budget per staff, and then they just hire a bunch of people. So my ice cream shop's actually reopened right now in Nebraska while I'm in Atlanta. Not gonna lie, I've been shitting bricks thinking about it every single day and checking the like our cameras and stuff like that. But the show must go on, and so I think one way to really grow is to let go of you have to be in control. You having to be in control is only going to hinder you. A lot of people are like, well, no one can do it like me. That's not the point. Are they competent enough to perform the duty that you need them to do? And then people say all the time, well, how do you trust them? I don't goddamn trust everybody that runs my businesses, but can I train them? So if money comes up missing, you're fired, but can I at least train you to do and perform the activities I need you to do? And I don't always hire someone to perform A to Z. Sometimes I need someone to get me from A to B, A to D. You know what I'm saying? So the ice cream shop, maybe the people I have right now are not going to give me the A to Z, but they're going to at least allow me to get to the point where the ice cream shop is open. We made a couple sales, and it gives me a window to hire some more qualified people. So sometimes you got to hire just to get to the next step before you can go through the roof. So that's kind of how I look at it. And then
Mm,
the people that's on my team, I hire for longevity, obviously, because I need you to grow with me.
yeah, absolutely. And I love, and I be seeing, what you be saying, especially for like, I don't know whether people doing hair or like you selling products or whatever. It's like you got to get out your own way. And like it can't just be dependent on you doing everything. Like it's no possible way you could scale. You can only ship so many products. You only do so many, people's hair and stuff like that. So I love that. And also delegation. And you have to do that in order to scale. Me, I got big aspirations. I'm trying to get to 8, 9 figures and beyond. It's no possible I can do that with myself or just a few team members. So I always investing in team and that type of stuff.
I was reading something that said you make your first 6 figures if you're one, like one staff with this yourself or you're like a solopreneur, it says you're going to make on average about $40,000 a year. So for it to just be you, you average about $40,000 a year. Now, when you start bringing on people, you average about $300,000 a year. When you bring on 8 to 9 or 8 to 12 people, something like that, that's when you make your first 7 figures. And then when you bring on 20 plus people, you make your first 8 figures. So it's like, are you going to keep just being a solopreneur and only making $40,000, $50,000 a year? That's not too sexy.
Right. I hope y'all wrote that down. Hope y'all taking notes.
I'm a lame. I study stuff like that.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Anybody got any last questions? If you got any last questions for me, I definitely appreciate you jumping on. I know you busy. I know you got a lot going
No,
on.
we can do it again later this week too.
Yeah, I'm with it. I already, I got a rack of questions that I want to ask you as well, but yeah, I know it's late. I know you had a very busy day, but I just want to keep the team moving your business and keeping them to be dedicated. I guess that's more around company culture, I guess. I don't know.
I think so. One thing I had to learn was you can keep people for a long time without paying them an extra dollar if you onboard them properly. So what I mean by onboarding, when you how basically your first impression is your last impression. So how you hire your team is ultimately going to be how they stay. So if I hire you and I'm just all over the place, I may not stay long, but if I hire you and it's a good presentation, you get your shirts, you seem organized, you give people structure. A lot of employees want structure. So if they don't have that structure, they will not rock with you for a long time. I went to restaurants, Atlanta Breakfast Club to be exact, and their staffing is superb. And I'm like, I found the owner. I'm like, how much are you paying them? They're like minimum wage. I'm like, how the fuck do you get them to do all this? They're like, it's just the onboarding process. It's all about how you welcome somebody. Y'all know we be staying in the relationships with people who ain't got shit, but because they love us and they just hug us and they're attentive, you're gonna stay. It's technically the same thing. So you don't. A lot of times it's not even about the money, and we always wonder like, how can I afford to pay more people? No, it's just how are you, how are you welcoming them?
Mm. Another thing I like that you do is like when you go different, like either fast food places or whatever, you be like, what I like about this business model. You get
I
Chick-fil-A.
gotta do more of those. It's been a little minute.
Right. I feel like you stopped doing them.
I need to get back in my little Corvette and do some more of those.
Yeah, you're like, this is what I like about Chick-fil-A. This is what I like about wherever else you go. You know what I mean? I like
Hmm.
that too. Uh,
Thank you.
yeah, of course. Somebody said, y'all recommend going to college.
Don't ask me. I'm if you're not trying to be a doctor, a lawyer, something that requires a degree, I do not believe in going to college for what was those credits you need in high school to graduate? Extracurricular. I don't recommend going to college for extracurricular activities unless you're trying to be something that, and we need more doctors, we need more lawyers, we need, it takes a village to make the world go round. So I'm not saying don't go for that, but if you're trying to go for like communications and like business, it's like a dub.
Right. Yeah, I agree. 100%. It definitely depends on like what do you want to do? You know what I mean? What do you want to do with your career, your life, and stuff like that. I did go to college, but I don't use nothing I got my degree for. Like nothing. You know what I mean? Like college, they don't teach you how to make money. They don't teach you how to run. Even people that go to school for business, they don't teach you how to start a business. Business professors aren't entrepreneurs. They teach you how to go and work in a company. Nothing wrong with that, but if you want to be an entrepreneur and learn how to run a business, don't go to college.
Yep.
Like
The
went back to
learning experience, the best way to learn how to run a business is just dive in. And I
that.
always gotta swim, damn it, just don't drown. So when I jump into stuff, I don't be knowing what the hell I'm doing. My goal is to just stay above water. I don't jump in anything trying to be the perfect or the best. I just like, I'm gonna figure this shit out as I go. I still don't know a lot about ice cream. I had an ice cream shop for almost 4 years.
All right, somebody said how to narrow down what business to start. Uh, I mean, I would say like, what are you passionate about, and what is a market that people are spending money in?
I always say do something. I like that spending money. I always say just do something that's going to make you money because you have something that you can do a business that's going to make you money, or you can do one that you're completely passionate about. There's smart business moves and there's passions. I'm not passionate about ice cream, but it's a smart business move.
Right. All right. Somebody said, what do you think about a franchise? Well, your business is a franchise, right? Or,
We so people can franchise, but we completely started it on our own.
okay.
I'm for it though. Like if you get into a franchise, that's a proven concept. So if anybody want to franchise Nixon's, it's available.
Yeah, I think I might want to. I thought you was open to one in Philly. Like, what happened?
Come on. I
Like,
don't want to run it. I need somebody to run it.
listen, I'll hire somebody to run it.
Come on.
All right, anybody got any last questions? Like Trishonna said, we definitely want to try to do it again another day this week. If anybody got any last questions, or if you got any last words for the people.
I would say make it your duty to learn something new. Like make it your duty. Do not wait for me to get on live. Do not wait for Ryan to get on live. Do not wait for a DM back from him, an email back from me. Make it your duty to hit the ground running every single day because it is not up to nobody. A lot of us be like, I didn't make it because, and I didn't start because you didn't respond. Fuck my response.
Right. Yo, facts.
So literally, F my response, F his reply. You gotta still go for it on your own, regardless. So, bear with us if we don't get back to you in the way that you would want us to. But remember, nobody owes you nothing. I don't care who it is. So you owe it to yourself. You don't owe it to your mama. You don't owe it to Pookie and them. You owe it to yourself to be great. So just make sure you make it your daily duty to be great.
I agree 100%. All right, yeah, I think that's all I got. Thank you so much for jumping on. I really appreciate it. Like I said, I know you're busy, so anything else you need, though, just let me know. We can talk offline. Like, whatever it is, I got you.
Same. Anytime, forever. I got you.
Yeah, all right, bet. Thank you.
All right. Thank you guys so much. Have a good night.
All right.
Oh, hold on. Click this arrow and follow him. Everybody in here, click the drop down arrow at the top and follow him. He gives out more gems than just funnels and all that, which is life changing. But he literally is so great with structuring business and generating leads. Like you need leads to run your business. But all right, appreciate
it. Yeah, we didn't even get a chance to talk. We can talk about that next time, but you need leads for your business. So many people are like, oh, I'm not making enough money, or my launch wasn't successful. I'm like, how big is your list? Oh, I got like 100 people on my list. You ain't got enough people on your list. Build your fucking list.
Leads, facts. We're going to hit him with that next time then.
All right.
Have a good night.
All right, you too.